Okay, awesome. So super excited to hear from Merisa Davis today. We're gonna go over some training stuff first, and then Merisa is gonna share her story about how she joined the business mid-December, decided after 2 weeks to go to conference. She has all the details, but she went like diamond the next month and then double diamond the following month. So we're going to hear all from her in a little bit. But first, I wanted to kind of go over some stuff with you guys about green carpet and kind of just like vision casting overall and feeling good about the business. And, you know, maybe if you're not feeling good about it, what can you do to feel better about it? That kind of thing. So we're going to start. Okay, so all right, so first we're going to talk about a couple things. So we're going to talk about self-awareness, discovery, and then vision. And then Barb is going to open us up with some prayer. Then we're going to go over some conference details. And then we're going to have everybody who's gone to conference share just 3 to 5 minutes about how it changed your business. And then we're going to listen to Marisa's amazing tips. So if you're feeling stuck, there's a couple things that I want you guys to write down on how you can get unstuck, because you can start to feel stuck in September, October, November, December, but we are a seasoned team. This will be my 5th Christmas. So we know what to do to avoid feeling stuck. And if you are feeling stuck, I'm going to tell you guys what I do to get unstuck. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, is make sure that you're focusing on self-development every single day. Whether it's listening to a podcast or listening to the radio, whatever songs fill you up, whether it's just going outside and taking a walk, whatever you need to do, read, whatever gets you like your mind right every day, meditate, pray, anything like that. So, and then you have to realize when you feel like you're stuck in this business, a lot of times, if not all the time, the number one thing that's getting in your way is you and your mindset and your mentality. And so we've spent like a lot of time training on, what do you call it? What Hannah does? Mindset training. Yeah, mindset training. And it's completely changed a lot of our businesses. And we're one of the only teams that actually is continuing to grow during this season. There's a lot of teams that have lost ranks. There's a lot of teams who dropped out of the top 150. We are still holding strong and steady. And I firmly believe a lot of that is because of mindset and self-development. So just know too, like if you feel like the devil is attacking you right now, just know that there's a devil at every level that you guys are at, right? It could be you're at a distributor, you could be a diamond, you could be a triple diamond. It doesn't really matter, because the harder you go, or the longer you go and the higher you go up in this company, it doesn't get easier, but you as a person, you as a leader, you get stronger. You get a stronger mindset. You get stronger self-development. And that's how you start to overcome the challenges the more that you go up. But realize we each kind of face different challenges at every single level. So it's really important for you to continue to grow yourself as leaders, positive mindset every day, affirmations, all that stuff. So here's a couple things that you can do to change your perspective if you're feeling stuck. If you're not feeling stuck, somebody on your team probably is. So make sure that you guys are still writing this down, because this is really good information that you can coach your teams on for anybody in your downline that maybe isn't feeling where they want to be. Or if you are exactly where you want to be, like that's amazing. And these things can just kind of get you to the next level. So first thing is make sure you remove try and can't from your vocabulary. No more trying, no more I can't do this. Replace it with I will and I can. So those are like, sounds so simple, but take can't out of your thought process, out of your vocabulary. We want to make sure we're being a product of a product, going live every single day with a product, whether you're just talking about it and holding it, or if you're making your coffee every day. The people that are the most successful in this business, like presidentials, ambassadors, and up, they go live 3 times a day on average, which is a lot. Like I go like 3 times a week, maybe. So making sure that you're going live every single day, that boosts your algorithm, that gets more people seeing what you're doing. Surround yourself with positive affirmations and positive people. Do you guys know that you are basically like the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with the most? So if you're hanging out with 5 negative people that are constantly bringing you down, like you're going to be brought down. But if you're hanging out with, people that want to fix your crown and raise you up, and that's what you're surrounding yourself with all the time, you're going to feel that positivity and you are going to just prosper because you're getting, you're surrounding yourself with the right people that want to help you reach your goals and not the wrong people that are going to deter your goals. So if you feel like there's anybody in your family or your life that is negative about the business, just tell them, like, you know what, I'm going to do this anyway. Like, I don't want to have this conversation anymore because I'm going to the next level and I choose to surround myself with people that want this for me as much as I want it. So that's huge. And then attend as many events as possible. So that's why we really want to talk about conference. And I'm so excited because as of right now, I think we already have 7 people booked for conference, and we're going to go over that in a little bit. But with conference just being announced like 24 hours ago, having 7 people already that wanted to come or are coming is amazing. And then I booked 6 hotel rooms, which I know I'm going to go over a little bit more, but today I had to book extra hotel rooms just in case, because those hotel rooms are booking up so fast, which is super exciting for our team. So get to conference if you can. We're going to talk about that. We're going to give you options on that and kind of talk about the perks of all that. If you can't get to events, being on these trainings are so important. So every Sunday we do tips from the top. Every Sunday night we have our family call. Tuesday we have tips from the top with Sherry Lynn Alcala, the #2 income earner in the entire company. We get to be on her tips. And then we have power hours all the time. So anything that you can get on to stay close to the fire, that's what you want to do every single week. And we're in the process of actually putting together a post that has like all the training schedules, because I think we talked about that as a leader team our last meeting that we did together, but we haven't got it out yet because we've been so crazy busy because our team is growing so fast, which is amazing, but we will get that out for you guys. Okay, so your success will never outgrow your mindset. So as you grow and become more successful, you need to grow your mindset. And you just got to keep believing, knowing, oops, let me see. Hey, Barb, I'm muting you.
Oh, I thought I was muted. I'm sorry, hon.
That's okay. No problem. Oops, did I get everybody? I think I did. Yeah, okay. All right, so make sure you have a 6 list every day. A 6 list, we've been talking about that a lot in our ambassador chat. I know International has been talking about it a lot. A 6 list is 6 non-negotiable things that you do every single day to build your business. So it's like, it could be anything. It could be grow your network, post 3 times, message people to join your team, follow up, anything like that, self-development. But you pick 6 things that you do every day. And it's as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. But if you get to the end of the day and you haven't done those 6 things, or maybe you have 1 or 2 left, then it's up to you to be disciplined enough to take that extra 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes, 5 minutes if it's just posting, if that, and get your 6 list done each day. Set your goal the night before, after you're done with your 6 list, set your goal for the next day. Because if you set your goal for the next day the night before, then you wake up already with a plan in place and you already have a 6 list. You already know what you want to get done. And if your 6 list isn't working, change it. Don't do the same thing every single day if you're not growing your team, you're not growing your business. So make sure that you change your activities daily. My 6 list literally changes every single day depending on what we have going on as a team, trainings, one-on-ones, all that stuff. So it doesn't have to be the same every day. All right, and then so the only thing standing between you and your goals is the willingness to do something different. So just exactly what I just said. So make sure that you're building your networking list. We're in network marketing. You want to add people to your network every single day. And we have tons of YouTube videos on that, on how to do that successfully. You don't want to just spam a bunch of people, but one of the best ways is to go into your friends that are not It Works distributors and friend request friends of friends. We don't ever want to do the add suggested friends, because once you become a distributor on our team, all our suggested friends are all the same. So if I have somebody that's a potential for me, they're going to show up on your mutual friends list, or what do you call it? I'm like getting ahead of myself, but the suggested friends. So don't ever do suggested friends, because I guarantee you're going to add somebody else's potential, and that's going to be a problem. So make sure you're sticking to your own list, your own friends that are not with It Works. You can also search anybody who's hashtag like a hair salon, a tanning salon, anything that's local to you, maybe your favorite store. If you like, I'm obsessed with Kirkland's, like I can go into Facebook and search the hashtag Kirkland's Vacaville, because that's where I live, or go into Instagram and do Kirkland's Vacaville, and I can add all of those people, right? So grow your network every single day. That should be a non-negotiable. That's always on your 6 list. Okay. And then connect to the ones on your list and then invite them to our events. If you want somebody to join as a distributor for your team, we do a work from home VIP event every other Sunday. It's up for 2 weeks straight. We have one up right now. Anybody who's interested in joining your business or anybody that you've talked to that wants more information, add them to this event and just say, hey, I have this event up on Facebook. It takes less than 10 minutes to read. It goes over everything in detail. Do you have a few minutes to check it out right now? And I literally will send that to everybody. As soon as they say yes, I go in, I invite them to the event, and then I tag them in the welcome post. And I say like, hey, so-and-so, like, here you go, babe. This is the event we talked about. Just read these 15 posts and message me as soon as you're done so we can get your business started. Assume the sale. Assume that they're going to join the team. Because if you are presenting it, that this is like the most incredible opportunity, because it is. Like, we have the golden ticket, you guys. We work for one of the best multi-level marketing companies and network marketing companies with the best integrity, the most ethics, and Christian-based, and the best compensation plan. Like, you have to know going into talking to people that this is a fact, okay? So like, I know that when I'm talking to people about the business, it's because I truly love the business and I'm passionate about it, and it's changed my life, and I've seen it change so many of my friends' lives and so many people on our team. So I never hold back from adding people to events and messaging for distributors. And then being consistent with your follow-up. They might join the event and then ghost you. You know what? Message them again the next, a couple days later. Message them again, until they tell you no, they're not interested or they block you. Then just keep following up with them, because a lot of times people are afraid to say, they don't have the money, or they're scared to try something different, or their friends and family are giving them a hard time about it. Like, there's so many reasons that people get scared or maybe nervous. And instead of telling you that, they just kind of like read your messages and then kind of leave you on read. But until they've told you that they're not interested, then keep following up with them, because that no just means not right now. So there's so many people that I can give that example to, like Nashta. I mean, we talked for 2 years, you guys, and now she's built for diamond. Like, she joined my team after 2 years and built herself for diamond. Like, it's pretty crazy. And then you have people like Merisa, who I talked to for 2 weeks and joined, like, it just kind of depends. But the biggest thing is the follow-up, making sure that you're staying organized. You have a list of potential distributors at all times. Same with your loyal customers. And then I know I'm kind of going long on this. So comparison is the thief of joy. We want to make sure that you guys are not comparing yourself to other people in your upline, downline, sideline, anywhere else besides what you're doing, because you are going through your own journey, not their journey. So focus on what you can do to make your journey better. And then applied knowledge is power. So that's just kind of like some of the things that I thought of off the top of my head that I really wanted to talk about. And then today at church, we really talked about vision, and having vision is a gift from God. Hold on, let me mute everybody real quick again. Some people, it won't let me mute for some reason. Okay, I think that worked. Okay, so casting vision, having vision, that is like, so totally, that's a gift from God. So one of the things that we talked about today, so let's go into this meeting with like a fresh vision, okay? We want to see today through God's eyes, and your vision will return if you don't have that vision, or your vision will come if you've been looking for that vision. So this whole meeting is going to be a meeting about shifting that vision and then restoration of vision, and really just believing that if you have faith and you're willing to put in the work, that this business is going to be incredible for you and your family, and it's absolutely going to change your life. So we are going to declare it today that every single person, all 35 of you on this Zoom, are going diamond and above. If not this year, 2020, 100% it's happening, because like I said, we have one of the strongest teams in this entire company, and we are so fortunate with how close knit we are, especially your leaders. Like, we have probably one of the strongest leadership teams that I have ever seen in this company. And I'm in a lot of groups with presidential diamonds and triples trying to go pres and a lot of VIP groups. And some of the things I see, you guys would be like, what is going on in these other teams? Like, we are so blessed. I'll just say that. So we're going to let Barb just do a quick prayer over us. And then I'm going to open it up to anybody who's gone to conference over the last couple of years and just kind of talk about how it's changed their lives. So Barb, oh, you're good. Okay, so she's unmuted. Go ahead, hon.
Okay, well, let's just quiet ourselves for a minute and come before the Lord. Father God, we just come before you right now. Lord, we're thankful for the opportunity to join together, Lord, with one another in fellowship with you, Father God. You've called us to this business, Father. You've said in your word that without vision, the people perish. So, Father, I thank you that each and every distributor, Father God, represented on this Zoom and on our teams, Father God, gets a fresh vision from you, from your Holy Spirit, that we can grab hold of what we truly have our hands on here. And Father, I thank you for the leadership of Melissa and Carl, Father God, and the other leaders, Lord, Hannah and Ryan and Merisa, Melissa. Lord, I just thank you that you've given us time together. And I pray, Father God, that we'd be renewed and that you would just impart your truths and your wisdom and help us to grab hold of the vision that you've set before us, that we can and we will succeed in this business, Lord, to be a blessing and to be blessed by you. We thank you for it in your son's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. So let's talk about conference. I know I went live on the team page, but I've had a lot of people that have been messaging me questions because it's a little overwhelming. Like, I'm not going to lie, like all the information came out all at once and there was tons of variables. So what we're going to do is I am going to screen share just to show you real quick where everything is at on the team page. So you can kind of have it as a point of reference. All right, let's see. All right, so in Diamond Dynasty, I put a poll at the very top of the page and I tagged it to the announcements so that we could make sure that we are consistently being able to find that easily, because sometimes it's really hard to find stuff on our page. So here's the poll right here. So are you going to conference? Working on it, wouldn't miss it for anything. And then down here in the comments, I put where we have some people commented that they got their tickets. That's awesome. And then here it's information about hotel rooms. So Carl and I booked 6 rooms at the Embassy Suite. And it's literally like you could throw a rock and hit the convention center. Like, it's so close to the convention center. So we don't have to worry about Ubers, cars, like none of that stuff. Like, everything's within walking distance. So we went ahead and booked those rooms. The hotel's already sold out. It sold out in like 5 hours. So this is what we have available. So we have 6 rooms, and then everybody that's coming is just commenting on what room they, if they want a room or whatnot. So if you guys want a room, just let us know. There's still room in each of the rooms. And this is not set in stone. I just kind of put people's names wherever, just to kind of make sure. Some of the rooms are set, but some are still like flexible. So we wanted to put that in there. Hold on, let me see. I can't really see the chat. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to double check that. Okay, so that's where all the hotel information is. It's $400 a person for the whole weekend. So it's 3 days, $400. Each of the rooms is $1,600. So if you split it 4 ways, it's $400 each. You can go ahead and say you want a room. You just have to pay me for the room by January 1st, or I have to cancel the rooms because I don't want to lose $10,000 that we put down on these rooms to save them for everybody, because I really want to get us in one spot this year, because the last 5 years we've all stayed kind of in different hotels because it's, depending on cost and price and all that stuff. But if you split these rooms, it's by far like the best price you will find in Tampa during this time of year. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. And then on our page itself, like if you go down, this is the information on the tickets. So if you want to purchase your ticket in full, it's $249. It looks like the $249 ends tonight at midnight. They are giving us $100 off right now. You get 5 product rewards. So you can buy wraps or facials, a box of 4 for $25, or you can get coffee for $19 and energy for $19. So you can turn around and sell those right away and then make that money up. And then you get 50% off business builder kit promotions. So that means you can have 5 people join your team for half off. So that's the perks of getting in and signing up today. You also get 1,000 points towards Margaritaville. And if you don't know what Margaritaville is, it works rented out an entire Margaritaville resort in Florida for the top 300 point earners. So you get 1,000 points for buying your ticket today, on top of all of those other rewards. If you buy your ticket another day, you still get 500 points. So that's really good. If you want to do the payment plan, it's 2 payments of, I believe it ends up being like $135. The thing with the payment plan is you don't get your 50% off coupons until after you pay in full on October 25th. So you only get 6 days to use your 50% off coupon codes. There's no way you can pay that off early. It's just a set plan. So if you can do the $249, do the $249. And one thing that we've kind of worked around this is if you're in the US and you download the Klarna app, it's the free app. You can split that $249 into 4 payments. It's only $62 today. And the work around that is Klarna works the full $249. So you get all the perks today instead of waiting until October 25th to get your perks and paying more money. So that's just an idea of what you can do. So let's say you do the $62 today on Klarna, then you have 6 weeks to pay it back in full. So there's a lot of things you can do to make that money back in 6 weeks, especially if you're working on fast start bonuses with your new distributors and that kind of thing. And I know Klarna is not in Canada, but there has to be an app in Canada. So I'm going to do some research to find an app in Canada that can do a split payment plan, because it doesn't make sense that you wouldn't have something like that there. We just have to look into it. There's several in the US. Klarna is just the one that we've used the most, so we know it works. And then everybody just kind of commented below when they got their ticket. So that's so cool. So that's what we have for the information for conference. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. And then if any of the leaders, if I missed anything, let me know. Let me just check my list real quick.
How are you expecting the money?
For the rooms?
Like, how can we send you the money?
Oh, you can do Venmo, PayPal, whatever, Facebook Pay. It's basically, as soon as I get the 4 people solidified in a room, I'm sending the money to the hotel to get it officially like reserved and off my credit card. So that's kind of how I was gonna switch it. And then because I have to switch everybody's names into the rooms too. So any way that you guys want to do it, it's going into a separate account that I use for my business. I'm gonna use that to pay the rooms and switch the names over. So should be pretty easy. And then any other questions on that? That was a good question. On conference?
No, not for me.
Okay. I think I covered everything on conference. So I am going to, let's start with Barb. I know she's not feeling good. She has a terrible flu. So we're going to let Barb, let me unshare this, tell us about her experience with conference real quick. And then we'll do Hannah, be ready to go next. And then Mel, if you're ready. And then if anybody else wants to chime in, feel free, because there's a couple other people on here that have been to a conference as well. But we're going to start with Barb, so I'm going to mute myself.
Oh my goodness, conference. Okay, so yes, I've been down with the flu. So hey, I put earrings on for you guys with my PJs. But serious, like, conference was such a game changer. I've also been on both cruises with the company. So if you are going for that trip, I cannot encourage you enough to just really go for it. But quite honestly, for me, if I look back on 2 cruises and conference, conference was the game changer for me. Yes, I made, great friends on cruise, both times, and got to be with team members and so forth. But my first conference, was just like 6 weeks after I'd been on the first cruise, and I'd been in the business, I think like 8 months or something, and maybe 9 months. And no, not even that long. I think like 7 months. I couldn't afford to go, to be honest. I couldn't afford to go. I had gone on the cruise as a Ruby. So don't think you have to be diamond or double diamond or presidential, to go on this trip that they're offering right now, because you don't. Everybody has the same opportunity to go and earn points. So I came back from the cruise, and I was excited, but it was the holidays, and then all of a sudden was, conference, and I couldn't afford my ticket. I was panicked, but I bought my ticket on faith anyways for conference through the company. And then I just like kept watching and watching and watching to get my air ticket. And to be honest, I went without groceries like for almost 3 weeks to pay for my ticket. And so it was expensive because it was getting close to conference, and I couldn't afford to come back right after conference. So I shared with 4 people. We ended up being 6 of us, and 4 of those 6 went diamond or above after conference, and several are going ambassador this next 4 to 6 months. So I can't tell you that conference is more important than it is. It's a game changer. I stayed afterwards, after conference. I literally had to live in the airport for 3 days because I couldn't afford to get back on the ticket at the time. It's peak season in Tampa in February. January, February are like big season there, height. And so because I had bought my ticket so late, I literally slept on my suitcase, so excited and I sat there literally excited with a bag of trail mix and my little $7 left over from the weekend. But it was February, and I came back at like the 9th or 10th of February and went diamond. So I know without a doubt that I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't gone to conference. And I want to give a shout out to Melissa, because I know a lot of us realize what a high enroller she is, but I was on a team back then that that wasn't necessarily the case. And I didn't know what having a transferred LC or transferred DT in my business was like. It was on me and my team, and that's okay. It's our business, it's my business. Like, we should be taking responsibility for it, but we just have such tremendous leadership in this business. And I know Melissa wouldn't miss, and Carl wouldn't miss conference for anything. They're going to be on the white couch and going across stage as ambassadors soon. And we just couldn't have a better opportunity to really grab hold of this. So I know Melissa and I both went, I think double diamond the next month together in March. And we claimed like, was it $30,000 or $50,000? I can't remember, in bonuses. Was it 30, Melissa? Diamond? And my diamond I think was 10,000 at that point, and I think double was 20,000 because they did double good bonuses back then. But anyways, my point is, it would have never happened if I didn't sacrifice. Okay, so I was going out and having iced tea at some of the restaurants while everyone else was eating dinner. So what? I was having a blast. It was one party after the other, and so motivating. And you really realize that there's just everyday people up there who have just made an extraordinary decision to get to the top. Like, their struggles were far more surmountable, many of them, than anything I had gone through or was going through to be there. And yet they were up there on the stage, and they had made a change in their generations, their family, their lifestyle, their ability to give. And it's just something you cannot watch on the screen and get the same experience from. So whatever it takes, make it happen. You have to be there.
Yes, totally. And while you were talking about that, I pulled up some statistics that they talked about at Green Carpet. They said if you go to conference, you're 4 times more likely to rank up. If you're a double diamond or a triple diamond, you're 5 times more likely to rank up. and then most rubies hit diamond the next month. But everybody overall, on average, experiences a 37.5% income raise. And I can say from experience last year that everybody that came to conference, with the exception of one person, and she had a really tough year personally this year, but everybody else went from ruby to double diamond or diamond. I think everybody went double from ruby, not even ruby. Some of them weren't even rubies, but everybody that went to conference promoted that next month. So, so those are some pretty cool statistics they shared yesterday. So Hannah, are you available to talk about your experience real quick?
I am. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can.
Oh gosh. I'm a hot mess express. Okay. Hey guys. So yeah, a little bit about conference. You absolutely have to go. I've been to, I guess technically 3. So for me, I joined the business in January. So when I first joined, like basically the end of that month, it's conference. And back then there was a luxury where you can watch it on pay-per-view. So I was this girl that just started, and Melissa and a couple other girls were like, you should go. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to go. I'm like, I'm from Indiana. I don't know if I'm going to make this trip. But I was so blessed that I got it 3 years ago. Well, 3 conferences ago, I got to watch it on pay-per-view. And that changed everything. So I don't even really, honestly, I really don't even know like how to work this business without having conference in my life. And it's just, it just lit a fire from day one. Like I caught that vision the minute I was a part of that. And so then the other 2, I went in person, and let me just tell you right now, I don't care if I'm from Indiana, if I had a pay-per-view option again, like who cares? Like you have to go. It's just not the same. So I just want to say, like, if you're here right now on this Zoom, you're a part of this business, you're doing this business, you have to go. Like you have to go. Like why, what is your why? Like why are you doing this business? What do you want out of this business? We talk about like that book, like, 10X it, like I talk all the time about you were made for more. If you are, if you truly believe that, and you're like, I know I'm made for more, but I don't know how to get there. You have to go to conference, because like, it's, yes, you like meet all these people and you do all these things, but you guys, like, it's so hard to work this business when you're living life. You have to balance life. You have your kids, you have work, you're doing this on your phone. Like Melissa's talking about our team and how strong our team is. Like our team is such an incredible blessing that our team knows what it's like to be a family. So that right there is already rare. But imagine if you can like 10X that feeling. And that's what like conference is. So, it's hard, when we're doing the work, but luckily, and we're blessed that we have the team that it is a family and it's fun and we all support each other. But you go to conference and it's just insane. Your wildest dreams will literally come true. I was just talking to somebody the other day, and guys, like, and you might not know my story, but like, I've just been going through a lot lately. Life has not been black and white lately. It's been crazy. And if it wasn't for this business and going to conference, I wouldn't have the mentality of I can do this. Like, I would have just been like, you know what I mean? Like, just, I would have stayed in my comfort zone, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I would just be like, nope, I'm good. Like, I'll just settle. I'll settle with life, and I'll just, I'll be fine. But because I go to conference, I see all these like people who are just like me, but they get on that stage and they're so fearless. They're so fearless and strong and inspiring. And that girl will be like, yeah, I'm from Indiana, and I just, done this for a couple of years, and then this happened, and because of this business, like this happened. And I'm like, what? Like, wait a minute, like, I can do so much more in life than what I have been doing. Is that what this girl's telling me? So like, it's just a huge like inspiration. It's fun. It definitely is fun. We have a good time. You're with your team. But you just have to go. Yes, you want to get your team to go, but don't even look like, don't compare yourself. Don't look, I would go and I would see people on the stage pointing to their team, and then a whole crowd's like doing the wave, and you're like, oh, look, my whole team's over there. There's been times where I look and maybe no one from my team went, and you have to go. It doesn't matter, you know, who has the biggest team that went, who didn't go. Like, you owe it to yourself that you have to get that ticket and you have to go. You want to tell other people to get them to go with you, but you know, you're your own boss. You are the one writing your own story. You have to go. So the most thing I have to say about conference is, you know, it provided me with so much strength, and it's a huge, like, definitely big on self-development there. You will realize that you will walk away so fearless. And that's why people, honestly, I feel like that's where people start ranking up. They realize, holy crap, like, this whole time, like, I can do it, you know? And like, so the first time I went in person, I think I was an emerald. So then I left, and then right after conference, I went diamond. And then the last one I was diamond. And then after conference, I went double diamond. The month, like, I went to conference, I was like February, and then March I went double diamond. And then they announced a $25,000 bonus, you know, and I was just like, okay, I'm going double. And I went double that very next month. Like Melissa said, everybody that went, we all, you know, ranked up. But it was so much more than that. It was just, we left there like as different people, but not in a bad way. Like, we just left there feeling so blessed and fearless and strong, and nothing could ever like break us. Basically, we were like untouchable. Like, you cannot break us. And that is so important to have in life, because life is not beautiful all the time, and it's really hard. And this business can be very hard, as far as you have to do a lot of discipline. And when you go to the conference, like, it's just a huge, huge, huge changer. So you owe it to yourself to go. You absolutely do. If you have a significant other, definitely try to get him to go or her to go, because that also helps to really get the picture. I mean, because you do this business, you know how to work this business, you do it on your phone, you're talking to customers, you're talking to distributors. But when you're in that whole hockey, it's a humongous hockey arena, and it's like sold out. It's super like packed. You got people all over the world. You have people crying next to you. You have people like worshiping next to you. You have people laughing next to you. Like, it's just a huge, beautiful room of all these like-minded people. And they're all saying that you are made for more, and you can do this, and you will succeed. And it's basically like, you walk in, you might as well have someone say, okay, what do you want? And then you walk out and you'll get it. So you have to go to conference. Like, it's amazing. So that's all I have to say about it.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I think we're going to hop straight over to Merisa, because the family call starts in 17 minutes, and she has some amazing stuff she wants to share. But stay on, you guys, because I'm going to tell you at the very end about our conference contest, where you can either win tickets to conference, or if you already have tickets to conference, you can win the hotel room. So stay tuned for that. So I am going to turn it over to Merisa, and then Melissa or Ryan, if you guys want to add something, if we have time at the end, we can totally do that. I'm not sure if Stephanie Roberts is on, or if anybody else has gone to a conference. We can talk about that at the end, but I really wanted to hand it over to Merisa. So Merisa, if you want to just tell us about your story of before you joined It Works, when and why you joined It Works, and then how conference changed your whole perception of this business.
Okay. Are you ready? Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you.
So before It Works, I am an occupational therapist. So I went to school for 6 years, and I have my master's degree. So I worked in healthcare right out of college. I met my husband. We have 2 beautiful kids. We got married. And I was just working like a lot. Healthcare does not care about holidays, weekends, how many hours you are there. So I was pretty much, my oldest child, I was pretty much dropping her off at my mom's at 6 a.m. Lance would pick her up. I would come home. I would eat dinner sometimes. I'd have to go back to work. And then she would be in bed by the time I got back home, because there was evals I had to do. And then I would drop her off the next day at 6 a.m. and then I wouldn't get home for another 10, 12-hour day, and I wouldn't even be getting paid for all of that. So I ended up missing like a lot of just her in general. I love being a mom. If you guys go on my Facebook, it is like all about my kids. Like, I just love being a mom. So that is like huge for me. It's important. I think that when I was pregnant with Jade, the thing that really got to me was Avery would go to my mom's door and scream until like I got into my car, and I could still hear her screaming because she didn't want me to go to work. So I think that's when like stuff started taking a turn. I got pregnant with my second, and then that is when like stuff changed for me. I went from wanting to work and get like my hours, and I was like money hungry, to I wanted to be home with my babies. I wanted anything to make that work. But I knew in my heart that it probably wouldn't ever happen because I live in a really, really small town. My husband did not go to college, so he works his ass off. But if you want to put the numbers down on paper, like I made double, triple what he made. So it was really hard, and I never thought it would be okay for me to stay home. So I just never thought about that as an option for me. I ended up almost losing Jade when I was 27 weeks pregnant. A freak thing happened to me where my placenta ruptured. So I ended up in the hospital, but everything like worked out in like 2 days where my doctor told me that I could go back to work if I felt good enough to. So I went back to work because I needed money. A month later, I started bleeding on September 11th, and I was crying because I just didn't know how it would work for money because I knew my doctor was going to take me off of work. I went into the hospital that day. I was admitted for 3 days because I almost had my daughter. It was the scariest thing in my life, and I think that is when everything inside of me changed. I got to be home with Avery for 2 months prior to having Jade, and I had to go back the day after Christmas for my maternity leave. I did not have the option of 12 weeks. I had the option of 8. I had to go back the day after Christmas, or my job wasn't there anymore. So I remember I prayed every single day. Every single day I prayed and I cried. I cried to my mom. I cried to Lance. I would cry in bed because I just wanted something to happen for me. I just wanted to stay home with my babies. So I was on Facebook one night in December, and honest to God, I don't know Melissa from Adam. Network marketing has never been my thing. I mean, you guys, I am that girl that when we pop up in our freaking inbox, I was like, block, delete, don't talk to me. I'll leave you on read. Goodbye. I was that person. So when Melissa, she had a random thing on Facebook, and it said like to make, I don't know, I think it said about the $10,000 bonus and to work from home. And I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, let's message her, see what happens. Like, I have nothing to lose. Nobody knows I'm messaging her. So then she gave me the script that we always do. And she gave me the event to check, and I left it. Like, I didn't do anything with it that night. I didn't do anything with it the next night. But then the third night, Melissa checked in on me and made sure that I went to the event, which I didn't. But when she sent me the message, I was like, okay, like if this person's going to check in on me, I at least have to go to the event. So I checked it out. I read everything. Then I was that person for 2 whole weeks. I sent Melissa text after text, like, well, what do you do about this? What about taxes? Like all these random ass questions that probably nobody even asked. Like, let's be real. Like I'm that person that was asking her these questions, and she didn't think that I was going to join. And then she messaged me and she basically said like, hey, I have the $20 coupon code. Like, I think that you would be really good if you joined. I could help you. The whole script that we give. If you don't want it, I can give it to somebody else. So yeah, she's laughing because this is like all scripted. Okay. So
I'm telling you guys, I do the same thing every time.
Exactly.
Add them to the event, follow up,
and it worked.
create a sense of urgency.
Yes. Yes, and it worked. So Lance was working, I don't even know, he was working outside on something. Got my credit card out, paid the $20. He came inside. I said, so I did something. He's like, what? I'm like, well, I joined this company for network marketing. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but like, I'm just going to try it. And he's like, okay, like, whatever. So I joined December 13th. I went back to work, tears loaded, on December 26th. On December 27th, I decided that I was going to take this vision of what everybody is doing, and I quit my job. I walked away. I just like want everyone to know, like, I walked away from making $73,000 to myself a year based on believing in myself that something else was possible and greater out there for me. So I walked away. I still do PRN and stuff, but I walked away from that. I ended up signing like a whole bunch of LCs. I got Built for Ruby. Melissa gave me basically like a steps to success like thing to complete in a week to get a conference ticket for half off. And I did it. I was like, okay, I'll go to conference. Like, I basically have no job, so like might as well go to conference. My husband went with me to support me. I went to conference the end of January as an executive, guys. I wore an executive bracelet. And this year I'm wearing a double diamond bracelet. So I had an executive bracelet. I came back from conference in February. I went emerald. March 27th, I went diamond. And then April 30th on my mom's birthday, I went double diamond. So, I mean, I went to conference and it was like everybody said, it is a total game changer. You breathe, like, it is such like a different air. Like, everybody believes in themselves. Like, you get to see like top leaders, you get to see their stories. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, if she's up there on stage, why can't I be? Like, if they're doing this and they were there a year ago, then why can't I be there next year? Like, you just think all these things and you just like, you get such a different feeling about yourself and like motivation. And you realize that they're just all people that were like you, that have similar stories to you, that had nothing, that have everything now that they wanted. Like, it's just such a good feeling to be in a room full of people that are just lifting you up. And I came back from conference and I decided that that was what I was doing. And I think that once you decide something, there's no other option, and you do whatever it takes to get to the next step. That's my story.
Love that. I know so many people are like, I've never heard that story before. But I mean, it's so true. And the crazy thing with this business too is, you know, I'd only know Merisa for maybe a month. I mean, obviously like a month, right? 2 at the most before we met at conference. And it was like we knew each other our entire lives. And it's the same, like if you guys go, if you're worried about being like, well, I don't really know anybody, you know, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like you get together and it's like, you've known each other your entire life. Like, and then you leave, like,
It is.
yeah, you leave complete best friends. And it just, even just from a friendship standpoint, it just changes everything. And that goes back to that whole being around people that, you know, think like you and want to be successful and, you know, raise you up and stuff. But I think Merisa and I have talked every single day since December 13th of 2017. And I could not be more happy that I randomly came across your Facebook page and that you took the lead, because you're absolutely incredible. And I'm just so proud of you. And I'm so proud of you for doing a Tips from the Top too. I had to throw that in there. Okay, so we only have a couple more minutes. So what would you say is like your biggest tip for signing loyal customers? So I know we talk about distributors a lot, but if you could give people a couple of your top tips, because you've brought in a lot, you've brought in over 2,000 BV in a month before. This month you've brought in a lot of volume. So what do you do consistently to bring in loyal customers that we can apply to our businesses to help our new teammates get those new DCs?
Okay.
New LCs.
So I sign LCs like better than DTs. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Melissa, the month I went diamond, I sold 3,147 BV. So yeah, so that was huge for me that month. That was the highest volume I ever got. But I would say I personally am not like scripted. I take every script that we get into like our team page and from Melissa and from the other girls, like, and I get those and I use them like as a guideline, but I never send scripts. Like, I don't like to make myself sound like a robot. And I think that really helps, like, when you're trying to talk to somebody, because if you sound like a robot, I don't think that they really they don't pay attention and they don't stay with you. So I pretty much just try to sound like me, and I make things sound like me. And I do try to keep it short. Like, I don't have like full blown conversations with these people, because that would take like forever all day long. And I have kids, like, I love them and I want to hang out with them. So, but I do put a spin on myself, because I don't talk like Melissa talks. I don't talk like Hannah talks, or Ryan or Melissa. Like, so you can't be sending people things that don't sound like you. So you have to be genuine. And I think that that's when you get like people to trust you. And I think when you have somebody's trust, that is when that they will sign with you and they will stay with you.
Perfect. Love that. Do you guys have any questions on, like, specific questions about signing LCs that you want to ask Merisa, maybe in the chat? Or but I will tell you, we did team BV count ups for a couple months in a row, and it was so cool to physically see written out like who was bringing in all the volume. And because sometimes it's hard, looking at the reports and stuff, and everybody's all in different teams. But that month was incredible. 3,147 BV she did by herself. She could have she basically made herself a ruby and then some in a month. So okay,
I won the Michael Kors that month.
Oh yeah, she won a lime green Michael Kors purse and matching wallet. So yes. Also, just to plug in the current contest is a Louis Vuitton with the matching coin purse, which I want for myself. So I'm gonna have to get two. So make sure you check out that contest. And then we have another contest we're gonna be announcing in just a minute, but I'm not sure who it is because it's showing up as Galaxy. What are your DT signing tips?
My DT?
Yeah.
I do the same script as Mel. I follow up like crazy. Like, I am pretty consistent with follow-ups. I mean, Nidra, she's on here. I talked to her basically for a year, guys. Like, when it was like 50% code or 50 off codes, it was like follow up. And she said, no, I'm not ready. And then, you guys always have to like pop in on your people. The one thing I would say too is I have a calendar that I write down all of my potentials, all my potentials for my LCs and DTs. And you guys, I go back from January follow-ups, and I get customers from January to this day still who weren't ready in January, but now it's September and now they're signing. So I would just say definitely keep a calendar and people's names, because you never know when they're ready to start their journey. So you always want to follow up with them.
Yes.
And I always share my story on like Facebook and stuff too. Like just random things like you put in there. You always just want to relate it to your business. So they're always watching you and you never know who's watching you. So those are my 2 things that I would say.
Yeah. And it's true. DTs are a little bit harder to sign, but because you're really like, you're selling yourself as a leader as well as the business itself. But one of the things Triple Diamond Tavia does, she was one of our first tips from the top speakers. She signed 14 distributors this month already, just from posting her story multiple times a day. She was doing it maybe every other day, every day max, but she's doing it like 5 or 6 times a day. And she has signed 14 DTs in 22 days without cold messaging or messaging a single person. So that just tells you like how powerful it is by putting yourself out there and your story out there every single day. And then it's really just the follow-up piece, like follow up. People need the confidence to know that they can do this. And by you following up consistently with them, it gives them the confidence that you believe in them. And then they start to believe in themselves, because anybody could be amazing at this business if they have the right mindset. It's 80% mindset, 20% work. So love that tip. Jenny just asked, oops, I lost it. Where did it go? Oh, how often are you following up when you're not getting responses, but you know they're reading the message?
Well, I follow up every 3 days. I'm like a hound. I don't even care. I follow up every 3 days. If they start to just leave me on read, then okay, whatever. I'll give you a week, and then I'll say, hey, like I'm giving away like a free product or free samples. And when Melissa told you guys like be a product of the product, like you guys, you want to run an auto shipment, and like if you can make it work, like make it work, because like your wrap rewards and your auto shipment are just like things that you guys can get. So when you do have those people, you can say like, oh, hey, I have this that I can give you as a free sample. I have this, is this. Like, so I really hook a lot of like my triple and quad threats. Like, okay, you get a wrap or you get a sample. And I do it for my team as well. Like I will tell my team like, hey, if you need to seal the deal, I will send your LC this for you if you can, like, so I do a lot of like sealing the deal that way. I know a lot of people can't do it, but if you can, like, it's amazing and it changes your business. So I do that, but I do follow-ups every 3 days. And then if they leave me on read a couple times, like whatever, I'll give you a week. And then if you leave me on read after that, you're getting a big old block boot, and I have 5,000 friends, so I don't need you, I'm getting new ones. So that's what I do.
Yes. I should say yes to all of that, because the fortune is in the follow-up, and you can't worry about bugging people because they've already expressed the interest in it. So until they specifically say no, you're not doing a disservice by continuing to follow up with them. You're doing your job. So, I mean, really, we get paid to do 2 things. We get paid to sign DTs, and we get paid to sign LCs, and we get paid to teach our team to do the exact same thing. And it's all in the follow-up. So perfect. Thank you, Merisa, for your awesome tips. And we're just so proud of you. And you are the fastest person on this team to promote to Double Diamond. I think to Diamond and Double Diamond. And then Alana Rayburn was like right behind you. If not, you guys did at the exact same time. Like, you guys have been the fastest growing teams on this team. And we're just so proud of you. So thank you for sharing your story with us. And for everybody who is hung in there, who's ready to hear about this contest so that you can win free conference tickets now that we've completely blown you up about how amazing conference is. So, all right. I haven't run this by the mister yet, but I ran it by the leaders, so that's all that matters, right? Like, I'm like, we'll get there with I'll tell Carl later. But okay, so here's the contest. It's going to start tomorrow. And the goal is, as a total team, to bring our volume up 1,000 BV a day. So for every 1,000 BV, we're going to have a count up for every day, okay? So let's say tomorrow we do like 923. Anytime you sign a customer, you get an add-on, or you put in a personal order, we're going to do a count up. We hit 1,000 BV in a day, $50 goes into a conference piggy bank. If we hit 2,000 BV in a day, $100 goes into that piggy bank. So we have, what do we have? 8 days left of the month, 9 days left of the month? I think 9 days. So let's just say, I didn't do the math before this, but let's just say we bring in, what, 10,000 BV? What would that be? Like $500. So like 2 people can win conference tickets. Did I do that right? I don't know. Somebody that's really good at math can tell me if I did that right. So for every 1,000 BV we bring in a day, $50 goes into a pot. Now the kicker with this is if we don't hit 1,000 BV that day, we don't put the money in the pot. So this is really a team focused contest. Everybody has to be all in to get this contest done. So we get 2,000 BV in a day, that's $100. And then once we get enough in a pot to get a conference ticket, I want to let's just say 250 for now, because I'm hoping that they extend the 250. Anybody who got extra volume gets put into a drawing for this ticket. So if you sign an LC, you get an entry. If you sign 2 LCs, you get 2 entries. If you sign 2 LCs and then you get an add-on order, that's 3 entries. So the more work you put in as an individual, the more entries you're going to get. And if you already got your conference ticket, if we get to 250 or whatever the conference ticket costs, and you've already got your ticket, then we're going to put that 250 or whatever it is at the time towards your hotel room, and Carl and I will pay the difference. So if it's 250 and you already have your tickets and you win 250, Carl and I will pay the extra 150 for you to get your hotel room for free. So that's what we're going to do. And then also when you get your tickets, you guys, this is kind of something extra, but when you get your tickets, you get those 5 half-off coupons. And I know a lot of you guys know, like, I'm a distributor signing machine. Like, that's my favorite thing to do. So if I have extra potentials that want to join the business and you have a coupon code, you're going to get that distributor from me. So you have the potential of getting a free conference ticket, a free room, and 5 distributors from me in the next 8 days. So do you guys have any questions on that? Hannah's putting an awesome over picture thing together so I can post it on the team page, and we'll do our thread below. But do you guys have questions on the contest at all? I know it's like a lot of information. We've never done anything like this before. But I mean, we can literally give away unlimited tickets, just depending on how much volume we bring in the next 9 days. And then remember, if we hit 100,000 BV this month as a total team, we're giving away the Louis Vuitton as well to anybody who's gotten LCs and DTs. So that is what I am super excited to talk about and to show you guys today. And like I said, this conference is going to be like no other conference. We're going to have the biggest team that we've ever had representing Diamond Dynasty. And we're a VIP team now. We're a top 150 team now. Like, we need to get there and represent. And this is an opportunity for you guys to come with us without having to come out of pocket for it for anything besides your flights. So if you guys have questions, let me know. We can hop on over to the family call. I'm sure it started already. They're usually late, so hopefully we didn't miss too much of it. So go ahead and go over to Mark Pentecost page. I'm going to post the contest on the team page. I'll put a replay of this up tonight because I want to make sure that everybody on the team has seen this. We made a list of everybody who joined tonight, who's seen the information about the contest and conference, and I really want that to be the price of admission for anybody who's going for these free tickets or free hotel rooms. So hop onto Mark Pentecost page. If you have questions, just put them under the post that I'm about to put up in a little bit. And thank you guys so much. We love you. Merisa, amazing info. Barb, thank you for praying over us. Hannah, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for your questions. We have a little over a week left to really end September with a bang, and I know that this is the right team to do that. And remember, whatever we do in September is going to take us through October, November, December. So September is a very, very, very important month. And then now we have the ticket, we have the 50% off coupon codes through October too. So this is going to take us through Christmas. So we'll talk soon. Love you guys. Have an amazing night. See you on the family call.